Hey guys. Okay, so this was sent to me by Jack Mehoff. I must admit that I laugh every time I see that. YouTube did delete your comment. So what I did is up at the top, where they do the notification, I grabbed it using my mouse and I copied it and I didn't unhighlight it while I copied it, so I was able to see what you were sending to me because they don't want anybody seeing this, obviously. So this is the new Boogeyman. This is the National Terrorism Advisory System Bulletin from Wednesday, January 7th, 2021, 11 a.m. The acting Secretary of Homeland Security has issued a National Terrorism Advisory System bulletin due to a heightened threat environment across the United States, which DHS believes will persist in the weeks following the successful presidential inauguration. Information suggests that some ideologically motivated violent extremists with objections to the exercise of governmental authority and the presidential transition, as well as other perceived grievances fueled by false narratives, could continue to mobilize to incite or commit violence. So this starts today and it ends on April 30th at 1 p.m. Details. Throughout 2020, domestic violent extremists, DVEs, targeted individuals with opposing views engaged in First Amendment protected nonviolent protest activity. They did. DVEs motivated by a range of issues, including anger over COVID-19 restrictions, the 2020 election results, and police use of force, have plotted and on occasion carried out attacks against government facilities. Okay, so DVEs, this is the new terrorist, this is the new boogeyman. So anyone who's angry over COVID-19 restrictions, the election results, or police use of force. Now, the only thing I've seen anybody actually do anything about was the supposed people who were angry about Black Lives Matter, right? So these are two new people now. Long-standing racial and ethnic tension, including opposition to immigration, has driven DVE attacks, including a 2019 shooting in El Paso, Texas, that killed 23, right? If you look up Skull and Bones, that's one of their numbers, 23 people. DHS is concerned with these same drivers to violence will remain through early 2021, and some DVEs may be emboldened by the January 6, 2021 breach of the U.S. Capitol building at Washington, D.C. to target elected officials in government facilities. So they're getting scared, right? Although nobody really breached it. I mean, they let them in, right? This is all theater. DHS remains concerned that homegrown violent extremists, HVEs, inspired by foreign terrorist groups, see people who disagree with the government were inspired by foreign terrorist groups, right? So they're the new Al Qaeda, who committed 3, that's their number again, attacks targeting government officials in 2020 remain a threat. Who? What government officials were actually hurt in 2020? Threats of violence against critical infrastructure, including the electric, telecommunications, and healthcare sectors, increased in 2020, with violent extremists citing misinformation and conspiracy theories about COVID-19 for their actions. DHS, as well as other federal agencies and law enforcement partners, will continue to take precautions to protect people and infrastructure across the United States. DHS remains committed to preventing violence and threats meant to intimidate or coerce specific populations on the basis of their race, religion, ethnicity, identity, or political views. Yeah, as long as your political views, it only matters if your political views align with what they tell you on the TV, right? DHS encourages state, local, tribal, and territorial homeland security partners to continue prioritizing physical security measures, particularly around government facilities, to protect people and critical infrastructure. We ask you to report suspicious activity and threats of violence, including online activity, to local law enforcement, FBI field offices, or the local fusion center. Your choice can make a difference. Choose nonviolent ways to make your voice heard, like Twitter, where they get rid of you, and support friends and family in doing the same. Communities are strongest when they are not divided, yet that's what you guys do to us at all times. Strengthen your community by standing together against violence. Yeah, except for violence against us. Be prepared. Avoiding large crowds, including protests, is safest due to ongoing pandemic conditions. However, if taking part in protests, do so peacefully, safely, and wear masks. Be responsible for your personal safety. Make note of your surroundings and security personnel. Carry emergency contact as well as medical and other needs with you. Connect, plan, train, and report to prepare businesses and employees. So this is your new boogeyman. What does this thing mean? Oh, this is this if you see something, say something thing. They've had this up on the bridges there in DC since I don't know, 2010 or so. If you see something, say something with the number to call. And I knew this communist bullshit was coming. Connect, reach out, and develop relationships with your community, including local law enforcement. Having these relationships established before the incident occurs can speed up the response. Plan, take the time now to plan how you would handle a security event. Train your employees, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I just wanted to do a quick video on that and show you who the new boogeyman is. So if you start seeing DVEs and HVEs in the news, that's what you know. That's what's happening. It's always problem, reaction, solution with these fuckers. All right, take care, guys.